let's get straight to it. I know I've been gone for a minute. School been giving me the work. I'm not gonna lie, but we're here now. No excuses. Let's get straight into it. Today we're gonna be talking about how it could always be worse and how you should always count your blessings. And I've realized that we are so quick to forget the positive that's happening in our lives once a hardship comes into our lives. Like once we get faced with some negative situation or some sort of adversity, we tend to forget everything that all the positive that's been keeping us here in the first place. And sometimes those positives can be the little things, like things that we always take for granted so easily. Meaning, for example, it gets to a point where people have the idea that for gas, my car always needs gas. I always need to be able to get gas for a reasonable price whenever I want, whenever I feel like it, right? Until you start going through life and realize you're not going to always have money for a full tank right away because you have so many other things to worry about. And it gets to a point where it's you need to change your mindset. Don't be oh, I have to go get gas. Be oh, I get to go get gas. You have the privilege. You have the opportunity to fill your car up with gas, because there's people out there who can't do that, and they had to find out some sort of way to get to their destination, which is my point. It could always be worse. You can be in a situation where you dead ass don't have anything to your name. You don't have any money, so you out here struggling with 2 ticks left on the gas tank to get to spots, but you don't have the resources to fix that situation. So be blessed that you're actually able to do these things. That's why I always say I'm thankful for Phillips, and that's what happened to me recently, dog. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get a little personal, but recently it got to a point where I was I'm penny pinching. This is literally all I had, buddy. I'm out here counting quarters at the gas station. No, I didn't do that. But I was at the gas station using my card out, and I wasn't even able to get even 1/15 of a tank, just enough to get me to the next day, because I still needed to worry about other things. And it got to a point where I was I literally screenshot my bank account. So I will always remember that day. It says always, because that is the lowest my account has ever been, ever. And I was I'm sick to my stomach seeing it. So it really went to the change in mindset, because mind you, when I did have the resources to go get gas whenever I needed it, I was just oh my God, I gotta go get gas again. It's $60, it's $70. This shit is annoying. But then because life humbled me, I'm you're not gonna always have this much money available to you at the exact same time. It made me think oh shit, now these couple dollars I got left is really starting to make me this is all I have left. So it gets to a point when you finally back on your feet, you lock in, you go through that sacrifice of not being able to do anything. I'm talking whatever's in my fridge. If I had popsicles and ketchup, that's what I was eating. I know that shit sounds nasty, but that's all it was. Because I need to make sure everything else is good. But it gets to a point where my mindset changed to oh, I get to fill my car up with gas. I get to go to work. Because that's another thing. This job market is actually insane. The amount of people that I know personally are struggling because obviously with school. But yeah, I even had my fair share of experiences with jobs who were just on some BS. It was ridiculous. During the summer, I was applying everywhere and anywhere. I was willing to take 3-4 jobs at a time. And I did, bro. I was working 3 jobs, buddy. It got to a point where my family was yo, you chill out, bro. You grinding too hard. And I was no, it needed to be done, right? But back to the thing, with the jobs, they out here really making it hard to get level 1 jobs. And that goes back to you appreciating you get a job, because there's people out here who can't even work when they want to. If they need money, they got to ask somebody else, whether their parents or their friends, someone else needs to come out their own pocket to help you get back on your feet. And sooner or later, you're going to realize you don't want to be the person doing that out here depending on other people, regardless. But it got to a point where I did the same thing with my job. Every time I'm oh my God, I can't stand this job. I'm ready to go. I hate this job. I don't want to be here. But then I immediately come back to reality, be no, I get to go to work. I get some sort of income to actually help me. Because it may not be crazy numbers now, but it's something. It's better than nothing. That's another mindset people don't have. It's better than nothing. We always get so greedy, so quick to expect more, demand more, feel entitled that we deserve more than we think we actually do. Then you forget to actually appreciate yo, at least you got something. You know what I'm saying? At least you got something out of the situation. It may not have been a crazy benefit, but it was better than what you had before you started, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and this video is definitely based on I had a conversation with my homie. She was she really implemented this idea, or reminded me about this idea, because it's dude, over the summer, it was grind season, because after last semester of school, I was beat. I was so swamped in my finals and homework and all this stuff, I completely let go of everything else. I was on a clean diet. I was consistent for months on end. I had a system. I had my meal preps, everything. I was on lock. So then when the summer came around, my goal was to be like back on all my stuff. Like I'm going back to meal prep. I'm going back to stacking my bread up. I'm back to doing what I was doing before I got swamped in all this work. So I set those goals for myself. I was like, okay, by the end of June, I want this to be done. I want for the end of July, I want to get this, and that, and also have these goals set up, and then beat these little checkpoints. Same thing for August. And then like once towards the end of the summer, I was like, man, I go back to school next week. And I was telling my homie, and she was like, or I was telling her, and I was like, man, this summer sucked. I didn't get to do all the stuff I said I was going to do. Like I was disappointed, blah, blah, blah. And then she immediately like checked me. She's like, what are you talking about? Like you literally went to Japan. Like what are you talking about? And immediately I was like, yo, you are absolutely right. Because the way I was so quick to determine if it was a good summer or not is because like I didn't get to do these things. I completely forgot. I didn't forget, but I didn't even get to take the time to really, really sit there and appreciate like, wow, like I went to Japan. Like, yeah, I went to Japan, dog. I went there for a couple days. We just went there to like see what the hype was about and just check it out, all the cool stuff. But once we really lock in, get back to regularly scheduled program, like yeah, we going crazy next time. But it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and I was really appreciative from start to finish. I was like, wow, this is insane. Like people don't get to do this every day, you know. But because I was so annoyed and like how I was feeling in that moment, I was like, I didn't get to do any of the things I said I wanted to, like. And the goals I said was like physically, like, well, I want to lose this much weight. I want to do this. I want to be able to bench that. And then financially, it was like, I want to get to this much by this day, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't get to do that. So it's not that I was like being unappreciative or greedy. Like I was wanting to like do better for myself. I set goals specifically to do better for myself because towards the end of school, I was like letting myself go. I was like, nah, I got to do this to like make it up to myself. And then I kind of let that overpower like the good I got to do. Like I got to go to Japan, I got to eat Japanese food, see the culture, see all types of drip they had. They had some pretty cool stuff. I'm not gonna lie, but just the scenery, everything, the experience is everything. But she really helped me. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if she watches these, but shout out to her. She really helped me realize like, yo, like it could always be worse. You could not go to Japan. You could have all that stuff happen to me that happened this summer, and there is no trip to Japan at the end of the year or end of the summer. Like you would feel even more annoyed. You would feel even worse. So that's just the best example I can give on like always. There's always gonna be some sort of gem hidden in like a bad moment, some sort of diamond in the rough, some sort of situation where it's like, damn, I can't believe all this stuff happened, but at least I got to do this. At least I got to get that. It pretty much just goes back to how people always gravitate towards the negative. And once we understand to stop doing that, like we will be able to appreciate what's going on in our lives so much easier. Like another example, you know what I'm saying? If your car break down while you on the street, you like it can be up the street from your house or up the street from a mechanic versus, oh, the nearest mechanic is 30 miles. So what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? It could always be worse. Like both, don't get me wrong, both situations suck. But being able to change your perspective to help you understand like, yo, I could be in the middle of nowhere, no phone service. My phone could be dead. I don't have my wallet on me. I don't know anyone in this town. I'm cooked. I'm done for. It could be like that. But luckily for you, like only one tire pops and the nearest mechanic is like 20 minutes away. Walk. Like that's what you got. So like be thankful that you don't have to literally think of a way, how am I gonna get my car to a different spot and I don't know anything. All my identification's gone. I don't have any money. My phone's dead. Like it really could be. It could be. And life gonna humble you, dog. That's the thing. Don't ever think that can't happen to you. So like I'm telling you now, whatever you're going through right now, be grateful. Like as counterintuitive as it is, be grateful that you're only going through that. Because I'm telling you right now, like life can literally drop a second final boss on you. You think one final boss is bad? No. Here comes level 2, 3, and 4, buddy. Now figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it goes back to being thankful for what you have now. Like, yeah, I don't have all the lavish things I want now, or I want everything. I don't have everything I want in this life now. But then again, I could be in an even worse situation where like I'm homeless or something, dude. Like, cause like in my neighborhood, like the amount of homeless people is crazy. Like it is actually crazy. Like I'll be seeing like the little tents and stuff they be building and all types of shit they gotta do to like get to the next day. And it's like, dude, you could be in that situation. I don't think you understand, because a lot of us think that, oh, like me being homeless, I would never imagine myself being homeless. It goes back to the whole idea of don't think it can't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't think it can't happen to you. So be blessed that you're in this situation. Yeah, I might have had some problems financially here and there, trying to like make sure I was keeping up with all my stuff to make sure I still had a roof over my head. But nigga, I still did it. Like, yeah, so I wasn't able to go buy this or go do that. Like, I had to seriously lock in and be extra stingy, but like it was only temporary. And I knew what it needed to be done for. So like it didn't necessarily affect me like that much. Like, I wasn't happy clocking in every single hour of my job to make sure I was good, but like I still did it because like I understand like, yo, like this sucks, but it could suck way more. Because guess what? I could literally be homeless. Like, you have no idea. Like it is so like I don't even know. It's just the number of homeless people around here is crazy, and they be like tweaking too. It's not just like regular homeless. They be like on some Call of Duty zombies type shit that like I feel so bad sometimes, man. Like, man. It's like some Boys in the Hood type shit. Like you see how like what they're going through and how easy it is for them to maintain that, because the stuff around me is like so like low vibrational, if that makes sense. I don't know, like hella spiritual right now. I don't know if that makes sense. Like pretty much I got like hella liquor stores and dispensaries and shit. Hella liquor stores and dispensaries around the around my house. A lot of cheap fast food too. Like you can get the amount of food you can get for like $5. 7-Elevens, 24-hour liquor stores, all types of shit. So it's like they're in an environment where it doesn't make it any better. And imagine if you was in that situation, whole time you out here stressing because you don't have the coolest car, or because your car isn't as fast as it could be. It's like, nigga, like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could always be worse. You could actually, like, life could humble you and actually give you a serious issue to worry about. And I swear to God, you would actually shit your pants realizing, like, oh my God, like because then it really makes you think. Like, there be times where I be thinking like, damn, like I used to be tripping about dumb shit about like why she didn't want to talk to me, or why they wasn't rocking me, or why I didn't get this. And then fast forward to now, I'm like, yo, I have actual shit to be worried about. Like, I don't have time to worry about blah, blah, blah. And I don't have time to like let those negative situations kind of like affect my mindset. Because what that does is makes you a pessimist. What is a pessimist? Someone who finds the negative in every single thing. If you've ever watched Spider-Man, the one with Tom Holland, like the newest Spider-Man, Zendaya's character, especially in the third movie, she is like the most pessimistic person ever. She's so annoying. Like, every chance she gets, her favorite line was like, expect disappointment so you won't be disappointed. Like, stop doing that. That literally is the dumbest thing ever, because you start to self-sabotage. And now you're always walking around expecting the worst possible things to happen to you, but you don't take the time to appreciate the good. And it goes back to what I said earlier, like, once negative happens in our lives, we always let that overpower any good. Like, you can literally, it'd be so hard to catch. Like, it is literally, you have to really pay attention because it happens so easily. You can literally put on the flyest shit ever. You walk outside, you're expecting everyone to be fucked with you. Like, yo, you did your thing, dog. And you'll get 5 people to like comment like, yo, I fuck with the fit, I like the shoes, I like the hat, I like the color combination. I like this. 5 people found something good to say about you. And then you bump into person number 6 and they don't say anything. They either don't say anything or be like, why did you wear that? That shit sucks. And now you're only thinking about this one person. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the way, I'm kind of like getting off topic, but not really. But the way we like are so quick to gravitate towards that negative, that's all we think about, not really appreciating the positive. Cause like bro, we really need to stop doing that. That was kind of like a little sidebar or whatever. But I've noticed that too. It's always so easy for people to be finding ways to let the negative overpower them, and then like take over their mind. Because now they like they purposely let themselves think of all these negative things, but then completely forgot, like, yo, Keisha, Jenny, Gia, Billy Bob, Joe said they rocked with it, but this chick said she wasn't rocking with it, so now I'm gonna worry about what she says. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're supposed to be a giant. It takes a mountain to move you. You letting little shit like that affect you? Like, nah, dog. And that goes back to what I'm saying now. Even in your harder situation, whatever you're going through right now, you like, this shit is nothing to you, dog. Like, you are literally a giant. It takes mountains to move you. Like, this is nothing. This is just another side quest, another boring thing to get out the way so we can get back on the main track. Like, get into this bag, buddy. Like, seriously. So don't ever let hard times humble you, or at least like try to like discourage you, bring you down. Just always like with the same mindset from start to finish, regardless of what's going on in your life. Unless everything else is going good in your life versus everything's bad going in your life, like, always have that same mindset. Like, look, this shit gonna work out in the end regardless, because it always does. It always does. In some ways you don't want it to, some ways you do. Like, we really don't understand. Like, when has it ever not worked out in your favor? If it didn't happen the exact way you wanted it to, it still turned out good. Like, so what if you didn't get accepted into this school, but you got accepted into a school? You got accepted into a university. You get to go to a university. People actually don't have the privilege of being able to get an education like they want to. So, like, stuff like that is like, oh, I have to go to school. I have to do all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. Start changing it from I have to I get to. Like, once you start doing that with every little thing, I promise you, you're going to be a dog, bro. You're going to be too OP, man. I'm telling you. But that's all I got for today. I'm trying to get this streak back. I know. School been bugging this week. I'm not going to lie. But we're going to change some things up with the scheduling. Try and get more things done. But I missed y'all, man. It's only been 4 days for like 4 months. But that's all I got for today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I'm gone.